I'm David Solomon. In addition to being Director of Research and Creative Activity at Christopher Newport University, I'm the current chair of the Undergraduate Research Programs Division of CUR, and I want to welcome you to this month's Undergraduate Research Programs Exchange. These 50-minute Zoom sessions are monthly facilitated exchanges of ideas and information on a variety of topics and issues related to undergraduate research programs. Sessions are recorded, made available in the Kerr community, the Kerr URPD website, and will be emailed to all who pre-registered for the call. These exchanges are not designed to be formal presentations, but instead will begin with very brief introductions by facilitators and then open for discussion. Today's session addresses best practices in undergraduate research program websites. As you may know, URPD sponsors a website competition for the best UR website in each of three categories: R1s and R2s, comprehensive universities, and minority serving institutions. The link for this year's competition will be in the chat, and the deadline for submissions for that is on February 13th. Let me drop that right into the chat right now so you have it there. There it is. We're fortunate to have colleagues representing the three winning institutions, or two of the three winning institutions, I think, from last year to facilitate the session. And first, I'll ask the guests to introduce themselves, and they'll speak a bit about their practices and share their website with you. And then we'll have plenty of time for questions and discussion. And please drop anything that you would like into the chat, and we will try to address that. So first off, I'm going to introduce Vinod. Vinod is from Utah Tech, and Utah Tech won last year for the Comprehensive University or College category. Vinod, would you introduce yourself and your title?
Yes. So, hi everyone. My name is Vinod Chelamuthu. I'm currently the Director for Research Office for Utah Tech University. I'm also a faculty member in mathematics.
Great, thank you. And then we have Jessica Jones Bowman. Jessica is with Cal Poly Pomona, right? No, University of Kentucky, excuse me. University of Kentucky, which won for the R1, R2 category. Jessica, would you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Jessie Bowman, and I am the Administrative Director for the Office of Undergraduate Research at UK.
So I'm going to ask that Todd, can we share the screen so that, not share the screen, but let Vinod share his screen? Does he have the ability to do that? And Vinod's going to show us the website and walk us through and talk a little bit about it.
All right. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, David, for organizing this, and thank you for the opportunity to share some of the insights for our site. So, what we did was previously the website didn't look at this way. Like after we saw, I'm also the one of the counselor for Council for Undergraduate Research. Uh, I was attending a session from the URP, and then I thought, okay, there was a website competition. Then I went into the rubrics of it, and then what are the best practices there? The rubric clearly mentioned all the five or six items. Then I went back. And then I took all my interns and our assistant directors and then talked about, okay, how we can revamp our website to fit into this rubric so that we are within the best practices of designing this website. And one of the things which stood out to me was, okay, how the navigation should be. The navigation should be very easy for students and faculties. Previously, what you see on the screen was absolutely nowhere close to what we had previously. So first thing we said was, okay, let's put in the top line, what are the things? We separate out student resources and faculty resources. In that way, it's very easy for students and faculties to really go in what they got within their bucket. That's our first idea. And then we went in and then we told, okay, what are the programmatic items we're doing in student buckets? We figured out, okay, we're doing this five really primary pieces. Let's get that as each bucket within the student resources. For example, we do a symposium just like every university does it. Like in one semester, like that's a celebration of undergraduate research. So we got that as symposium where we collect abstracts and we put all those things and then who's involved, all those informations. And they can have questions, they can contact this email. And another one is research scholar medal. The students get a medal for doing certain things with criterias. They complete this criterias, then they can apply for this medal when they graduate. So we thought, okay, that is very important for students to know about it. And then he said, okay, this is one thing I wanted to say. I want to give a huge shout out to the Kerr because Kerr played a bigger role on all these things, right? So there was a research in a minute contest. This was not the idea which we created. It was the idea from engineering division in Kerr. They are doing it. Then we thought, okay, can we mimic that idea for our campus? So which we did, and then it was really well received. And we are doing it, and students are actually uh, submitting 1 minute research videos, and then we're trying to connect this to the travel grants, all those things. So it was so cool to see that getting ideas from multiple divisions in Kerr and URP for the website and all those things to adapt to the best practices. For faculty things, we do faculty research internal grants just like any other university, and we have IRB. So we want faculties to know IRB is part of it, and we have sponsored programs office. We want to know what sponsored programs office is doing, so people can contact them for grant opportunities, all those things. And then there was a new program we created, which is like a community of practice for research, where faculties come together and learn about best practices for undergraduate research mentoring, and then grant writing, grantsmanship practices. So which we piloted last year, and we're continuing this year. So we put those videos so faculties can see that what happened last year, which faculties involved, and what they got out of that program. So there are so many things. We are very like we took that rubric, we really mimicked those, but we couldn't do everything, but we tried our best. That's what we did. All we did was we took that rubric and we tried our best. And these are general links, right? For example, this is not just for students or faculties. This is for students, faculty, staff, or administrators. If they want to come and read some newsletters, they can go into this link and they can read newsletters. Again, these are not updated yet. So, and if they want to know more about some of the student highlights, we put that there also. We do that there. So it was cool for students to get motivated by seeing this. So we want to have one shop here kind of where students can come in anything for research kind of purposes. And whatever we do with, for example, we also do a fall Spark forum, and we put that. And this is how we market things, because what we do is we just say, okay, hey, go to the website, there is a link. And then when we send out these advertisements, we actually put these links there so students can view this. So those kind of things. And there is office hours for us, and there is our information for our office. So those are the things. And again, one more thing, our web editors, because the student interns, they are so creative, right? They told, okay, some students don't want to scroll all the way down. And they told, we need to have this kind of sessions, like in the top down menu, where they can really go, okay, if they want to go to student highlights, they can go directly. Student resources, they can go directly. So that is also a good practice. That's what I felt like. The interns are so creative. Again, I'm saying one thing, if I want to say, I feel like we need to let our students do things for us, then they are so creative. It's not about just we say what we need to do. That's one thing I would say. That's
Great.
all I got. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
That's great. Thank you. I have some questions for you, but I'm going to hold off until after we hear from Jesse. And so, Vinod, if you can end your share, and Jesse, if you can share yours and talk a little bit about what you guys are doing in Kentucky.
Yes, I will gladly share. I'm trying to get out, like log out from where I edit the website so you all aren't seeing um, the back end. So,
But we'd like to see how the sausage is made. That's
and my 5 million tabs open. Are you all seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so in 2019, the spring, just before summer 2019, the University of Kentucky upgraded to the Drupal 8 platform. And they said, you know what, Jesse, you get to build this entire website from scratch. And so I had the pleasure, I say that loosely, of spending the entire summer learning how to build a website from absolutely nothing, doing an inventory of the content on our former website, what the old website, completely different. It had a horrible user experience. And so the goal for this website development was to improve user experience, include relevant information that was pertinent to students, our faculty and staff mentors, stakeholders. And so from there, and Drupal 8, unfortunately, like I'm kind of the squeaky wheel of like, does Drupal 8 have this functionality? Why not? Can we add it? And so UK's IT team, website team were their eyes were opened to the way my mind works as far as wanting to add increasing features. So the top three, based on the website review, the old website, was that research opportunities funding, and then the presentation opportunities were our top three web pages that were visited. The web team here at UK likes scrolling, which kind of makes me insane, but at least for the homepage, we had our buckets of our office, the students, and then our mentors. And so including the link lists, the stats actually need to be updated. That is, maintaining the content on our website it's a never ending task in a great way. But for our students, let me go back up here. And in the past 2 weeks, they've added the drop-down menus. So my website development will continue as far as if you look under research mentors, there's only one. So then I have to go back in and edit the levels that they are. But for our students, we in our office, we also advise high school students and help get them connected with research as part of UK's Town and Gown program. And so for current students, funding opportunities, presentation opportunities, we kind of build this out more. So for our presentation opportunities, we include the on-campus, the statewide, and the national opportunities. Of course, NCUR, we are in full NCUR mode right now with our 52 students that will be coming to Richmond. But helping our students explore different presentation opportunities. As far as our funding, let me go over here. The funding, we are blessed in that our office is under UK Research Enterprise, and so through our office, we distribute $500,000 to the colleges to support their undergraduate research efforts, and then administer that funding. And so the colleges, just to make sure that students aren't double dipping, and then that way we are able to collect that data, the institutional data. Then we have our partner funding with the colleges and then some of our campus partners, but breaking down the funding between the fellowships and the student competitions that we administer, and then summer research fellowships. This includes all of our campus partners and the college's summer research opportunities as well. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop. But we, through the website development process and then, constantly looking for ways to improve, the link lists have been one of the most popular features, most appreciated between our students and our faculty. And so we've slowly been transitioning everything to include the link lists with that. And then for our events, last year we hosted 134 events on campus. And so unfortunately, Drupal 8 does not have like a calendar feature, because for me, I like to look at a calendar. Our students like that. Drupal 8 says no. So then we have all of these different events that are coming up that we have to post individually. So trying to, again, provide an opportunity, like relevant information, easy access. And then at the top of every page on our website is the request advising appointment, which links to bookings. And then this is where we have 15 research ambassadors, as well as myself and my colleague Haven. And then that way the students can schedule whether online or in person. And so that has helped streamline our advising request process and the information. And then this year is our 25th anniversary of our office. And so we're having big celebrations with that, with our student spotlights and those kind of things. So celebrating not only our students, but our mentors and the history of the program.
That's great. Thank you. Kate asks, are the 134 events all student research based?
They are.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. But of course, Kentucky, I mean, what's your undergraduate enrollment?
Um, that's a great question. I know we had 6,000 freshmen this year alone.
Yeah, so I
Um,
mean, big enrollment, so you've got a lot going on.
yes,
Question for both of you, because this tends to vary from campus to campus. And it's more the nuts and bolts logistics questions. What role did you play in designing how the page looks? And what role do you play in maintaining the page day to day? Jess, you want to go first?
sure. I single-handedly built this website from scratch. So that was a fun adventure. I always love learning, and so what better way? But as far as website maintenance, content development, I'm responsible for that. I have a colleague, Haven. So our office, we only have the two of us, and then a part-time faculty director. But we do have a mighty team of five student assistants that go through the training that can also help us with updating content and adding it.
So you have actual access and you maintain the site. That's
Yes.
that's that's not the norm, I don't think, on a lot of campuses. Vinod, is that the way it is where you are?
Yes, so we can get access to our websites, and we are the one of the web editors. We can get access to that. So all I did was like we have a research committee in campus where we have all faculties from different disciplines. So I was the co-chair of the committee. And then I put together, I just showed the previous website and said, okay, hey, we need to revamp this based on the rubric provided by Kerr. What are the thoughts? And then I collected all those feedbacks. And then I contacted the IT people, IT as part-time student interns who can help with websites, build websites. And then we got one person assigned for us. And then I met with the student intern, the web designer every week for an hour, and then we got to this point, and then that's how. And also my office, the student interns also give some feedbacks, because we heavily rely on what students are thinking when they see this website. So
Right.
that's how I got feedback and got to this point. And how I maintain it was like, now I don't meet with them weekly with the website editors. I meet with them monthly, an hour, to get something updated. We can update ours, but if you want anything with designs, it'll be nicer for them to
So
do it.
you can update content, but not,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Just did either of you have particular constraints from the institution about the look and the feel of the website? You know, I mean, we have most of us have sort of an institutional website that usually is pretty ugly, and we usually end up getting stuck having to work within those parameters. Did you run into that problem?
Yeah, so we need to follow certain templates. So we cannot just randomly choose our own things. So that's the one reason why we need to collaborate with IT people and web designers. So for example, if you look at my website, there is a block, and it's something weird on the left hand side when I put the words. It doesn't fit very well, but that's how it is. That's a template. So we got to work through that. So
Right,
we
right.
have restrictions on that. Yes.
Jesse?
UK's marketing and branding standards segue over into our web development process. And so the fonts are already pre-selected. The colors, we do at least have some design options as far as colors, and then kind of drag and drop where we want the different text boxes and how we use the features that are embedded in Drupal 8 platform. And so we do have creative freedom as far as what's already been established within Drupal 8.
Okay. And I know, Jesse, you mentioned the scrolling that we're redoing our website now, and yes, I'm told that this is a now a scrolling generation, and so the pages are long, and scrolling down, scrolling through apparently is the new thing, especially for students who are accessing the pages on their phones. A question here from Jordan: How has your website been used to coordinate undergraduate research opportunities from the college or department level? Have you encouraged programs outside of your office to share their opportunities and programs on your website?
So UK, we actually adopted Forager One platform. And so we have had great success getting our students and our faculty connected with Forager One. And so on our website, we have a getting started page that step one is registering with our office. Step two is the Forager One. And so once word spread about the simplicity and functionality of the Forager One platform, then that was, they get to handle that because
Right.
for, I would say, 7 years prior, the faculty would email me their research information, and then we would put it on, and then it was just never ending cycle of adding and deleting.
Yeah, for those of unfamiliar, Forager One is an online platform that you can do an annual subscription to. And the way I describe it to students, it's like Tinder for research, so that they can find faculty who are doing work in areas that they're interested in, and students for collaborative work, and look it up that way and make connections on the platform. And Jesse, and you can also post internal and external opportunities to that to Forager One as well. But prior to having that here, I always joke about how I was the Yenta, and they would come in and I put on my babushka and try to make a match, and that was getting kind of old, even though I'm at a relatively small school. But
Yes.
no, how about you? Do you publicize opportunities from other departments on campus on your site?
We try our best to do it, but we do, as Jess was saying, I don't think we take on the lead on those things because we don't have a bandwidth for those things.
Right.
So there is a campus-wide news channel like UT Trail Tracker, which is for students, and every department college can directly handle that. But we support them when they need their support.
Are either of you using the website to actually handle applications for your programs?
What type of applications?
So, in other words, I've got several programs that students can apply to, summer program, et cetera. And I have all the applications available online, but I actually don't accept applications through the website. They still have to do them and email them. Does anybody set up an application process through their website?
Yes. So for example, the student travel grant, we are taking applications through the website. There's a form built by that. That's the reason why the IT web designers are great. I can collect all the forms through that. Right now, we didn't do that for the symposium abstracts yet, but we are actually working on that this month. So we do that. We do collect.
Jesse?
We do not have any applications or forms embedded in the website. We do primarily use Qualtrics, um, and then just compile that information and go through it. But that functionality has been limited and restricted to certain departments here at UK. And so hopefully another one of those functionality, hey, can we please add this? to streamline at least the collection process, because we do administer multiple summer research fellowships. And so that would just make one less step for me to have to do.
So far, we've been highlighting the students and the student experience, which obviously is first and foremost. But both of you also have really good faculty resources on your pages. Can you talk a little bit about what you make available, how they're used, the kind of input and feedback that you're getting on those?
Do you want
Oh,
me to
no,
go?
oh, Jesse, go ahead. Yeah.
So our what's included on our faculty page is a direct request from our faculty. So we're giving them what they want. So sharing research opportunities. We have a mentor weekly newsletter with upcoming events, deadlines, program information, as well as shout outs for our students and our faculty. And then the resources include everything from Forager One to requesting a class presentation or workshop. We offer poster printing, poster templates. We can customize the poster templates. So everything that's included is because they've asked for it.
Okay.
And then if
So,
they ask for more, then we provide it.
Yeah. So in our campus website, we don't put too much information for faculties, just the basic informations. Mostly we communicate with them through emails, and we have a faculty email list. We usually send opportunities through that, and then communication goes through that channel. We don't really put too much information on the website for faculties itself. But what we do is after the program is done, we put those informations. Okay, like you saw the UT Reach program, we upload the video after the culmination of that program itself.
so you're using the website also as an archive then, yes?
Yes, so yes, you can say that, yes, for sure.
Jesse, you doing the same?
We are, especially with their projects and the mentor of the year, the faculty mentor of the year and stuff. So we're archiving a lot of that just for a point of reference.
Right, right, right. Rachel notes in the chat that they're using InfoReady, which is another platform that you can purchase for application collection, reviewing, abstract submission, etc. If I remember correctly, and Rachel, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a little pricey, as she notes that it requires funding to purchase, but it apparently is very valuable to them on their campus. Um, what about going forward? I mean, one of the struggles that we have with our website is making sure that the information on it is up to date and fresh, and there's a reason for people to come back. I like the fact that both of you highlight students and student projects. How do you make sure that those remain fresh and up to date and don't go stale, as it were?
So for me, what I do is after every activity for the students, for example, you can see student highlights right now. That's going to change those students, like, for example, with the research award, the new research awards we're going to offer for the 6 students, we will update that right after that announcement is. But the previous award winners will be archived. So that's how it's going to be. It looks fresh, like it's updated. That's the reason for that monthly meeting with the website editor.
I see. Okay.
We have ours kind of, especially like with our events and our news, um, when we're adding things, you know, the most recent is at the top. And so it's kind of scrolling the events, then move to prior. So we're not having to constantly keep track of that. But for our programs, our award winners, um, at the end of June, my colleague and I will overhaul the entire website. We take the entire week to add in the upcoming academic year's dates, applicant hyperlinks, everything. And then we have our student assistants go through, especially after our programs, like with student award winners, updating those graphics, increasing or updating the student information and then archiving it. So we've got like zippers that will like for 2024, 25, and so on. And so then that way we're staying on top of that. Otherwise, it it can be quite overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah. And so going back to InfoReady, we had several people say that yes, it costs money, but they do cross sharing with other units on campus that need it. So it's not just their office that's paying for it. And that's certainly one way to approach that. We have a question from Janie. Do you have any links for business and industry partners to find researchers to participate in tech transfer? If not, how do you connect faculty and external research partners? Jesse, you want to go first?
So we work closely with UK's Stuckert Career Center. And so they're familiar with Forager One. And so they can go in, anyone with a link blue can log into Forager One to search students. Um, and that's one of the restrictions of Forager One is that
Right.
not everyone can search students, but our Stuckert Career Center does a great job of looking for sorting through the students based off of our business and industry partners, requests. And then I will also get questions, receive questions saying, hey, we're looking for chemical engineering student for a summer internship opportunity. Can you please send me a list of students? And
So you're
so,
just handling that case by case.
mhm,
Yeah, Forager One does require institutional login, so it's
mhm.
not open to the public. Um, how about you,
I
Vinod?
I think I'm trying to learn from Jesse. Like I'm just putting that notes there. So uh, yeah, we don't have any tech transfer office yet, but we have an innovation plaza. So again, we are a comprehensive university. We are not a R1 or R2, but we do collaborate with business industry partners outside and the regional partners. But that is happening in silos right now. Our goal is to get our website with that information so students can do it. But I think that's a great idea to collaborate with career services. Yeah, I'm just putting that in my notes. Yeah.
And I do know that that usually Forager One is at Connect UR, and I know InfoReady has been there in the past as well. Stephen notes in the notes, there's also Colty. Boy, it would be nice if we could come up with better names for these silly platforms, which he notes is vaguely like LinkedIn for academic networking. But that one, when I go to it, it specifically talks about supporting graduate students. And so I don't know if that's appropriate for undergrads. Maybe Stephen, you can put something in the chat to that effect. Shara asks, does anyone feel they have a great solution for advertising research opportunities for students in a centralized place besides Forager One, which we use here as well, and keeping those updated in a way that's manageable for your office and the mentors?
We have, again, I've got 5 amazing student assistants, that are marketing and communications assistants. We are very project-based, collaborative team. And so what they do is they actually will create graphics and promote across social media and in our student weekly newsletter. The new research opportunities or projects that were posted on Forager One. So then we're not only driving traffic to Forager One, but also helping connect the faculty with those opportunities.
Great.
So we don't have anything in specific like that, but we just started something called Campus Curiosity, blazing research across disciplines, where we bring in faculties and students to a podcast and talk about the research opportunities and say uh, what type of collaborators they're looking for and what type of students they're looking for. So that really helped a little bit, but I feel like it's just the beginning, so it's going to take some time.
Great. Thank you. Jan notes that there is yet another potential platform to track research and collaborations called ConnectoGen, which sounds like something that you would buy for your 4-year-old. Karen asked says for applications they use submittable applications used to be something called Wise Hive, another silly name. They advertise on Handshake if the positions are paid. A lot of our campuses use Handshake.
Yeah.
Catherine notes that they use InfoReady to manage calls for applications, and units also use it to for nominations for awards. They're considering switching to something called Give Pulse. Love these names. which is already used apparently by students for service opportunities on their campus. And then, yeah, lots of people saying they use Handshake. Steven says Iowa State uses 1220.com for its several career offices, and they can put in undergraduate research opportunities. University Southern California maintains a faculty research database that's got high traffic. Sorry, South Carolina, not Southern California. University of South Carolina, other side of the country. And if you have an in-house faculty research database that can be built in-house, that's fantastic. A lot of us don't have campuses that have the capacity to do that. Tracy says they use Survey Monkey's SM Apply platform for applications and program reviews. I assume that means you need to have a subscription that's at a little higher level for Survey Monkey than some of us do. Again, Survey Monkey. Can't computer people come up with better names for these things? Um,
I will say that we use Stuttgart Career Center and then UK Jobs. When we developed the research assistant work study program, when we found out that UK was returning about 73% of work study funding, then we developed a research assistant work study program. So um,
yeah,
the colleges can either use the money that we distribute to them to support the students' research efforts, or the college or department will actually fund that. But those opportunities are shared across the UK jobs.
yeah, yeah. Work study for paid undergraduate research assistants is an important thing. I know some of our campuses have run into some issues with that, with the business office and the like, mostly because they don't understand a lot of the rules, which seem to change on a weekly basis. Um, so lots of folks using Handshake to post positions. One of the things I think that comes out of this is that there are a lot of platforms out there, a lot to choose from. And we've done several sessions on looking at some of these and talking about why some have better benefits than others. And I would encourage you to talk to folks, talk to your colleagues, post to the Kerr community if you've got questions about things, because you can find somebody who's already using something and find out what their experience is, positive or negative, and what the costs are like. And the same, I think, goes with the websites themselves, which is really what we're talking about here. Which so many of us have different needs and different access to websites. I mean, I can tell them what I want on my website here, but I have no access to the actual page.
Mm.
Everything I want that has to be changed has to go through a different office, which is very frustrating. I have very little control over layout and the way the page looks. They're redesigning it now, but I don't have a lot of hope for the redesign, to be honest. And so, I think the best pages that I've seen are the ones where the offices really have more control and say over what it is and what it looks like, because you're the ones who know what you need best. And that being able to change things and update things on the fly is really important because we're in offices that are busy with lots of opportunities and deadlines, and those things need to be updated. And if you need to submit the request to another office, that just puts a drain on things. And I know it's something that I deal with here. So we're coming to the end of our time here. Any other closing thoughts, Vinod or Jesse? Any advice for folks who are staring at their current website and saying, as what is it, Billy Bob Thornton says in that Verizon commercial, it sucks. And
I
and I want to change it, but I just don't know what to do.
I would say receive more feedback on the current web page from both from faculties and students, particularly because every university has an undergraduate research committee. Take it to them and ask for feedback, and they can take it to their department and show and then get some feedback. That is the first thing could help us where we stand and what are the things missing pieces there. And students can say, this is not really providing me an opportunity to get the information what I want, I would love to see this aspect to it. So if you combine all these aspects and see what you can put your flavor to it, then that would really get into it. I would say again, I'm pointing out back to the rubric from the core. That was a good rubric, by the way.
The rubric you're talking about is the one that
Yeah.
we have on our
Yes.
URPD
Exactly.
website that
Exactly.
we use
Exactly.
to evaluate
Yeah.
the program sites for
Yes.
our
Absolutely. Yeah.
competition.
That was a good rubric.
My recommendation is start small. How do you climb a mountain one step at a time? And so instead of looking at the big picture of it can be a Herculean task, but starting with a singular page is helpful. And then that way you're celebrating those small successes, the small wins as each page is updated. And again, definitely get your student and your faculty feedback. Make sure that what you've included on your page is relevant, relatable, and current.
Great. So yeah, sometimes you have to celebrate the small wins. Sometimes it's a cupcake before you buy the whole sheet cake, right?
Yes.
So I want to thank you for participating in today's URP exchange. Sincere thanks to our terrific facilitators. Thank you, Vinod at Utah Tech, and thank you to Jesse at the University of Kentucky. Thanks to Kerr and especially Todd Wagner for his tech support. Join us next month on Thursday, February 19th at noon Eastern for a session on leveraging undergraduate research as career readiness skills. The link for registration will be posted soon to the Kerr community. And I want to thank everybody for being here and wish you all a great day.